Hi guys, how's it going? You already know what this video is going to be about. It's a deck profile for Satellarknights. I am your host, Satellarknight, and I am here consistently giving you updated deck lists for my Satellarknights and your Satellarknights. The deck status right now is in Rogue. It is a top Rogue deck if you're a good operator. I have to agree with Kali Effect on this. The deck does put up a lot of interruption, board breaking abilities, which if you can tap into, you can beat the most meta decks out there. I have beaten Cash, I have beaten Unchained. It's a really good deck, guys. If you haven't tested this out, welcome to my channel. I will be giving you guys tips on how to take this deck to the next level. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, guys, so you can keep up with my content. And also don't forget to follow my Discord if you want more Satellarknight content presented to you guys, or if you want to just chat it up with me over there, I am there. The link is in my profile. Let's jump into this deck profile. But before we do, just a little bit of exciting news with the Age of Overlord just around the corner and more support coming out for the Satellarknights, whether it's direct or indirect, in the form of a Zeus card that will help this deck out for sure. And a full armored card as well are going to be a pretty big help for this deck. But as of right now, this is the most consistent version that I can come up with, and I cannot stress this enough because this deck lacks, or before lacked, a one card combo, but now I think I cracked it, and here I am to present it for you. So let's get into this deck profile. Familiar with the cards? So what we're going to do is we're going to run a ratio of 3 of Satellarknight Lyran. This is the newest Satellarknight card. It's the best card that takes this deck to the next level. It's a trigger summon, which means it can interrupt Ash Blossom if you start out with a different Satellarknight like Unukalai or Deneb. You can chain block it with Lyran, that way they don't get to Ash Blossom it. And then upon summon, it gets to search out a Satellarknight spell card like Skybridge or the new Constellar Satellarknights. Key thing to remember with the Satellarknights, their effects is they're on summon. However, you can reorientate their chain links as you like. For example, if you summon Unukalai and then chainlink Lyran, you can sequence it differently. You can activate Chainlink Lyran effect first and then trigger Unukalai's effect second. By special summoning Lyran as the last thing, meaning Unukalai will dump Alteran and Lyran would summon, and then Alteran will trigger and come into the field, giving you more bodies on the board. So it's something like that to keep track of. Another 3 copies that we are running in this deck, and this is the last of the 3 copies, I know, but this is like the best version of it, is the Constellar Caduceus. Caduceus interacts very well with Lyran. This is a perfect 2-card combo that you want. This is what you want to see in your opening hand. If you choose to normal summon between the 2, I highly suggest you normal summon Caduceus, just in case you have a second copy in your hand and you can freely special summon a second copy other than targeting itself. Upon summon, you get to add a Constellar spell card. Just remember, with Lyran, I think you want to target Skybridge. You want to add Skybridge from your deck to your hand, and with Constellar Caduceus, you want to add all the Constellar spell cards. Here we go with the 2 ofs. This might cut down to 1, but 2 works perfectly fine right now, is the Satellarknight Lyran. Remember, all these Satellarknights, the new ones or at least, are considered Constellars as well, so they interact perfectly with each other. Whether or not Konami decides to do that with all the archetype, that's yet to be decided, but as of right now, these are the only main cards. This is actually the one that you want to dump off with Unukalai almost exclusively, because when you special summon a Satellarknight, she comes back from the grave onto the field, which is a pretty great effect. However, there's a second part to that. Whenever this card is special summoned, you can pop cards onto the field, target, destroy, based on the number of light and dark XC monsters you control. What I liked about that is it's not only exclusive to Satellarknights. You can have different light and dark XC monsters, and her effect will still be useful. So typically you want to use this during your opponent's turn when you're trying to go for interruption, and that will be in my combo video coming up later on in the week. And that is 1 Deneb. Unfortunately, Deneb is at 1 at the moment. It's not the best card anymore, simply put. You kind of don't want to see this in your opening hand. I mean, it's not bad to see it, but the fact that it searches, it doesn't even special summon onto the field, is kind of slow in today's meta. Thankfully, Lyran is what gives us that extra oomph to kind of take the deck to the next level. But yeah, whenever this card is summoned, it adds a Satellarknight card from your deck to your hand. Another one of I'm running is Satellarknight Altair. It's a Monster Reborn, a target Monster Reborn, brings it into defense mode. Just remember, when you do that, you're locked into attacking with Satellarknight monsters only. So if you're trying to push for game, be careful using this card's effect. This is also 1 of. I know that even the 2 of helps during the turn skip, but the turn skip is no longer the mandatory win condition for this deck, or at least I'm trying to take you guys away from that, because I personally don't think that it's strong enough. As good as it sounds, you are committing way too much to that turn skip only for it to be negated by someone that knows what you're going for. So Altair is at 1 of. Unukalai is a great card. You can run 2 of these if you would like. I, at the moment, run 1 because that's what's consistent enough for me, and it's a Foolish Burial on legs, 1800 body. And then to round out the Tellarknights and Constellars is a Satellarknight Vega. This is usually what Skybridge is very strong, also a good opener to start with. I do not run Constellar Sheratan. That's because I figured out a way how to do a turn skip without needing Constellar Sheratan. And no, it's not even needing all the extenders. It's just the way I sequenced, I believe. So that rounds up the Tellarknight lineup. We're going to go into our extenders. This is the cards that I use in the deck that kind of give an extra boost and extra interruptions, and that'll be your Matmech engine, guys. If you're not familiar with the Matmech engine, this helps you get into your Laplation primarily, and which is basically an Omni Negate and a Trishula during your opponent's turn. And also you don't need Silent Mining. You could run it, but it's too much of a neg-1 to run. We are running the triple Sakitamas. I know a lot of people have been asking me about Arakitama, but Arakitama is not worth it in my opinion, because it's an imperm or a Veiler waiting to happen, and at least Sakitama activates in hand, and it's a free normal summon. So the next card that I am running, it's kind of a spice, but I think this is actually the truly 1-card combo that the deck has, and it demonstrates it that way. Double Summoner Monk is a better normal summon than Deneb at this point. So what you do is you normal summon this guy, you discard a spell card from your hand, and then it special summons any level 4 Tellarknight or any level 4 monster from your deck onto the field, which means you can go for Constellar Caduceus, you can go for Tellarknights, and that gets your combo started. I'd much rather have Summoner Monk that's a level 4 in a body, because even if it gets impermed and you have a backup spell card in your hand, or even a Book of Moon, its effect still resolves, and that way your Tellarknights can stop popping up. And even with Sakitama, it's just a free body and a free level 4. So try it out. Summoner Monk, I think, works great. The 3Fs that I'm running in here is the Keshtir Fenrir. I don't know how long this card will not get banned. I don't know if it'll get limited to 1, I think, with the upcoming ban list, but as of right now I'm running 3 of these. This is 1-card interruption built in. And then for the other hand traps, I'm running double Droll and Lockbird. You can run 3 if you want. I don't run Ash Blossom anymore. I don't think it's as impactful. I think Droll and Lockbird does the job just better. We are running 1 copy of Satellarknight Skybridge, and before you guys chew me up, yes, I only run 1 copy. You can run 2 copies if you like. I just think 1 copy does the job for me. I know it's an imperm dodge and it's valuable, but you don't want to have 2 of these cards in hand, and I'd rather not see it. I can easily search this card and I can easily recycle this card. So right now it stays at 1, which brings me to my next card, and that's Constellar Tellarknights, which I run 2 copies of. This card is amazing. This card helps the deck take it to the next level. When it's activated, you get to special summon a Tellarknight from your hand or your grave. It's a non-targeting effect, so your opponent doesn't really know what to hit. And then it can help you level modulate your Tellarknight monsters, your XC monsters. So usually what I do with this on the follow-up is I play this and then I special summon Diamond from the grave, and then I slap level modulate Trevor on top of this. That way you get to recycle this, and then you can activate it again, special summon in a Tellarknight, because you haven't activated its first effect. For consistency, triple prosperity. The deck space is tight, so most of the time you're banishing 3 cards. And then double triple tactics, that's so funny. When these 2 are in hand, usually what you want to do is rip a card from your opponent's hand, or just take over a level 4 monster if they have it. Book of Moon, man, is a great card, especially now that I'm running Summoner Monk. This card becomes even better, because Summoner Monk will just let you go into your combos while if they try to imperm it or if they try to Veiler it. The 1 of is the Called by the Grave for their hand traps, and 1 reinforcements of the army. So that's the lineup for the spell card. For the trap card lineup, we are running the triple Infinite Impermanent Seeker Rare, not to blow my own tooth, but man, this is beautiful. Finally got my hands on the Seeker Rare Impermanences, and I'm not letting go. We are running 1 Stellar Nova Alpha. This card is amazing. Too bad it's not searchable. So use it as you want. Just remember, if it's on the field, you +1. And then 1 final trap card is the Matmech Super Factorial. We got double Caduceus, a very good card. You usually go through both of these during the first turn. One time with Skybridge to recycle, and the other time to bring Skybridge back to your hand. I'll show you that during the combo, but this is what you want to start out with. On summon, he recycles a Constellar or Tellarknight card from your graveyard back into your hand, or the extra deck in this case. And then when you detach as cost and banish as cost, it gains that banished monster's effect. We have one Satellarknight Ptolemaeus. I don't go for a turn skip as much, but usually I do end the board on this guy to interrupt my opponent during their turn. Usually slap Pleiades on top of it. I run one copy of Dark Satellarknight Battlemist. This is usually with Diamond. It depends on my matchups. Usually I end with Battlemist and Diamond. Battlemist turns everything dark. And to the brothers over here, we got Satellarknight Trevor and we got a Satellarknight Deltaros. Self-explanatory, guys. Deltaros is not a once per turn effect. If you are running a Link variant of this deck, you can abuse the hell out of Deltaros. I don't run the Link version of this. You can if you want, with the IP Masquerena and Avermax if you want. So Satellarknight Trevor, when it's summoned, it bounces everything back from the field to the hand except for itself. And the turn you special summon this guy, you XC summon this guy, you cannot special summon other monsters than Satellarknights. So it does lock you a little bit. Your only other option is to go into Diamond. It has a float effect, both of these guys do. When this guy goes to graveyard, special summon the Satellarknight monster from the graveyard onto the field. When this guy goes to the graveyard, you get to special summon Satellarknight from your deck onto the field. The only difference is this thing needs to have a material in order for have its effect. And this one, when it's you can detach a material from it and send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. So both of these guys are essential. Both of these guys are very good. Usually this is your follow. For the Constellar lineup, you are running Pleiades during your opponent's turn to interrupt, and you are running an MC. To round out the Satellarknights, of course, you are running one copy of Satellarknight, Constellar Diamond. Playing against Branded, you automatically win because they cannot also send cards from deck to graveyard, and any card that returns from graveyard to the hand is banished instead. So that's it for the Satellar Constellarknight cards, guys. I can't stress enough how good Diamond is, and I think people are starting to catch on. For the Matmex, you are running one copy of Alan Bershin and one copy of Laplation, guys. Alan Bershin is your 2 level 4s, any level 4s, and gets your Matmech engine going. Laplation is a boss monster in this deck. It comes out during your opponent's turn. It's an Omni Negate and then sends card from your opponent's hand, field, and back row to the graveyard. Sends, not destroys, which is strong in itself. So 2 of these guys, Baguska, in case you get draw unlocked and you have no way out. Underrated card is the Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. I cannot tell you how many times this guy won me games. 2 level 4s, forces your opponent to react, and then you just swing and then you slap this bad boy on top of it, which is the bigger what do you call it? Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. Zeus is self-explanatory. And then I run one Kushtir Arise Heart. I expect this card to get banned in the future ban list, but as of right now, I'm running it because I am struggling against cash, and I think Triple Tactics plus this gets me out of a lot of sticky situations. Depending on your matchup, this is what I'm running. One copy of each. This is against my against Dragon Links or against any like dark decks that I'm struggling with. These guys help out. We got 2 versions of the Kaijus, self-explanatory for the purely matchup. This is what you want to run. And the monster lineup is the Awesome, which is always chilling on the bench, but this is your time card. When it's on summon, you burn your opponent for 1,000 points, which comes up a lot. For the spell cards, you are running double Book of Eclipse. You never know. If you're playing against non-fusion deck, this comes up a lot. Double Dark Ruler. Haven't used this one as much. Might cut it, to be honest. One Satellarknight Genesis and one Harpy's Feather Duster. Both do the same thing, essentially, but Genesis is searchable. For the trap card, you got double Evenly Matched, and I'm running double Gozen Match. But yeah, so that's about it, guys. That's the deck profile for my Satellarknights. And go ahead and give this deck a try, guys. Leave in the comments down below if you are enjoying this type of content. And if you have any other ideas for Satellarknights, I am all open for it, guys. We are a community. We're trying to build this archetype to the best possible version of itself that we can. And I can't do it without you guys. So thank you for all the support, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.